Embattled is a 2020 American sports drama film directed by Nick Sarkisov, written by David McKenna, based on a story by Frank Ragen, and produced by Eryl Cochran. It stars Stephen Dorff as a reigning mixed martial arts fighter, largely styled after Conor McGregor, whose harsh and abusive natures bring him into conflict with his son. IFC Films acquired distribution rights to the film in July of 2020. Raised by an abusive father, Cash Boykin Stephen Dorff abandons his family when his second son was born with Williams syndrome, a genetic disorder that affects many parts of the body. Over the years, while he made a successful career as an MMA fighter, channeling his anger into the octagon, his eldest son Jet, played by Darren Mann, becomes the caregiver to his younger brother Quinn, played by Conor McGregor, as well as offering emotional support to his mother, Susan, played here by Elizabeth Reeser. As their conflict in real life plays out, father and son soon find themselves battling each other in the cage. The film was shot in Birmingham, Alabama from September 24th to November 4th of 2018. And due to its release during the COVID-19 pandemic, the film only grossed $32,259 at the box office. Now, I went into this film somewhat skeptical, worried it would be just another sports drama with a fighting montage scene and our hero being downtrodden at one point but going on to win in the end and overcoming all the usual tropes and fighting sports-based movies usually base themselves on. Thankfully, though, I was wrong. As a movie, Embattled fights the genre cliches to draw on an emotional story, fundamentally about an abusive relationship between a father and son. It lands all the right emotional punches to make this a sports drama worth watching. I found this to be exciting, scrappy brawl of a movie, and really does delve into the emotional family drama, using mixed martial arts as a sort of backdrop to this. The film, though, is carried by a great performance by Stephen Dorff, who's always been an underrated character actor. Here he plays the egomaniac, mean-spirited, arrogant, tough MMA father, and he plays it very well. In fact, so well, you cannot stand him in the whole film, as this is an incredibly dislikable character, but that's the point. But Dorff taps into this perfectly as he adds a layered, nuanced performance to this most unlikable of men, as you see now his backstory and why he's become so difficult and so awful to his own family, and how he's now learned to value himself and his own career over his own flesh and blood. Darren Mann is also very competent here as Jet, Cash's embattled son, as he invokes the sense of sympathy for him as he now tries so hard to look after his mother and brother and stand up to his bullying father. The final fight scene is quite powerful as you see father and son now fight it out in the brutal means of the octagon cage. It's a standoff particularly worth watching, but in the same breath it is quite disturbing as you see a father now beating up his son. I also feel not letting Jet win the final fight was an important moment in the movie. It would have just played into the usual cliches if you'd let Jet overcome his father. Rather, though, he loses, but he does earn the respect of his father as the two men go their separate ways. Sometimes it's nice to watch a film that surpasses all expectations, and this is certainly a film that does this very well. What could have been just another fight sports drama movie turns into, like I said, an emotionally complex father versus son relationship. Well made with good acting that plays off the modern day fascination and violence of mixed martial arts, but also adds further to a complicated son-father dynamic and of course abusive relationships within families. Embattled is actually a very well made movie, and I'm just sorry more people haven't had the chance to see it. Embattled gets an 8 out of 10.